Oh, I think I need to go home, get in bed and rest for a while. You say, why? Well, I'm feeling kind of sick. Well, what are your symptoms? Well, it's kind of flu-like. I think I've got the flu. You like that one? All right, great. All right, well, here's what I like to do. I like to wear my headlamp. Yeah. And I also bring a hand flashlight so that I can point it wherever I'm going. Just for some extra light. It's good to have both. Especially if one battery dies suddenly. That wouldn't be all that great. Oh, then, here we go. Up into the crawl space. Ow. That's the first head bump. It's always fun hitting your head on stuff when you're laying flat and you can't find Crocs like you normally do out in the wilderness, you know. Fighting the Crocs. I wouldn't want to meet a Croc down here, that's for sure. Too bad I have the mask on. Otherwise you could see my face grimacing with pain as I travail, or as I pass over all the hidden rocks underneath this plastic. Yeah. So, here the first thing we're going to check out is the area in question, which is actually the wall where the refrigerator used to sit against and the stove, which is also the wall that is shared by the kitchen and the downstairs bedroom and bathroom for that matter. That wall in question was, can I jack that wall up ever so slightly while I jack up the rest of the ceiling to deal with the sagging floor that is in the second floor bedroom? Well, here's some issues here I'll show you. Here, this first joist I'm noting is, you can see about a 1/4 inch there of compression. Looks to me this 4x4 that is supporting it by good old logs and shims. There's a log, and there is another log right there. Some shims. That's not a good choice of beam. 4x4, 4x6. If you did use this, you'd want to turn it on end and have the 6 inches being on the upright dimension. Holds more that way. Well, either way, we see compression here. Is that because of the immense weight going on here? Is it because of moisture that was in here and weight? And you can see back here, this is even worse. A little worse area here. You can see that okay. That's about a 1/2 inch of compression there on that joist. What I mean by compression is that the beam is actually squishing up into the joist. The joist is being squished by all the compression, downward compression. You look up here, you can see evidence of water damage, and plenty of it. The undersides of the boards are suffering greatly. So in this area, my assessment is from topside. Actually, I know where I'm at because of this water line you see here. That's actually the one that poked up through next to the heat register there and supplied the water to the refrigerator. That's how I can get my reference point. And I know exactly where I'm at and where the wall actually is sitting, which is directly above this joist, which is the damaged one. So, my assessment for that is that I will need to cut through from the top side, and pull up all the flooring in a small area there and do some repair of that joist, and then consequently put in some new flooring, subfloor across there to deal with that water damage, because the intention is to be able to jack up that joist a little bit with a hydraulic jack to give a little compression on that wall to keep it from sagging any further, and then also put in a beam across in the kitchen to deal with the greater sag that is in those ceiling joists. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going this way, and well, actually, I'm just gonna. All right, here's another spot. If you remember from the top side, let's see if I can point my headlamp at the same time as doing this. Here, I'll use this one. You can see some pretty intense water damage along this joist. You can recognize that there is our water line, a friendly water line going to the refrigerator, and this is where it poked up through the floor and connected to the bottoms to the water line underneath the sink. And that's our drain line, our hot line, and then our cold line there. They poke up over there, you can see. And our plenty of water damage there. Must have been leaking for quite some time, wrecking stuff under there. We're gonna have to deal with that too a little bit. We got some good old boards holding nothing. I don't know if you can tell that wiggle there. Old boards holding nothing, log holding nothing. This joist ain't doing a whole lot of stuff, just floating, just kind of floating out there. Sitting on a little bit of rock over there, but it's so badly water damaged it's not doing much. So there you have it. That is my assessment of things in the crawl space.